Welcome, my way. If you're wondering, no, I did not say any words during that intro. I just decided to become the scat man right there, and I think it worked out. I think I have your attention now, and that's really all that I needed to do with the intro. You know, nothing else needed. We're all vibe coded around here, fellas and gents. I said fellas and gents. You know what? We're all men today. Don't we all want to be men, right? Isn't that the 25 thing? We all want to be men. So fellas and gents, no girls watch these videos anyways. What is happening? It's a fishing time. It's a fishing time. So today on the event showcase, we are going to be discussing the wonderful pleasures of life, aka fishing, aka throwing your rod out there, taking risk, and flipping a bitch, you know, flipping and we skip it and all that shit. And I want to thank you for stopping by. You've reached the rare YouTube pool. This is Dragon Quest X, an MMO that I am running solo. Because, well, I don't know, because I fucking feel like doing it. And it's been going well. Right here, this is mid-November when I'm recording this, and we are in the middle of this wonderful event. As you can read the text here, you gotta catch the... I forget what this fucking thing is called. You gotta catch the fish. There are two types of fish. There's a rare one, and then there's a not rare one. And then if you get a big enough size, you can get all of these wonderful prizes. And if you get the exact prize, then you get a chance to win a real life thing that they're gonna mail to you, to your Japanese address, which I totally have. Don't worry about it. And this is basically what's gonna be going on in the background. And while we go off to our fishy land and take Chrono on a quest to fish his heart out before he defeats Lavos, I'm just gonna be ranting on about a wonderful concept that I've really found that is more and more pertinent, more needed for people to be aware of in a wonderful year of 2025, the year of truth, baby. So that is the powerful fishing legend of the Soma loop. The Soma loop. Soma. So we're all RPG gamers here. We are all gamers in general here. But RPG gamers in general should know what a Soma is. From Chrono Trigger, I think. I think it's Chrono Trigger. I think it was Chrono Trigger. Or maybe it was a Final Fantasy game. Oh, you know what? I think it is Final Fantasy. I think it was Final Fantasy. But nevertheless, let me actually, because we have the internet here. Yes. So Soma Drop is a Final Fantasy item, but you know, essentially, what Soma is the wonderful pleasures that we get into in life. If I had to describe it, I would say it's like that doom scrolling thing. You know, it's sort of like a trade-off between going through all of your energy and getting all that good vibes of scrolling, but never quite getting it. It's kind of like the thing that keeps you on YouTube, that keeps you scrolling on Tinder, that keeps you rolling for anime waifus. All that shit. And essentially this is how, you know, I don't want to say the magical they, but this is how the elites control us. You know, we don't really know who they are. If you want to go by strict facts, it's, you know, the 5 capitalistic companies that rule all the stocks. Black Creek, Water Creek of Creekage, all that stuff. Those guys, that's how they control us. It's through the Soma loop, through our pleasures. Because if you think about it, back in the olden days, you know, but like this is like way back before my time, before your time, before internet age and all these fun things that we have. There was this concept of rule that was established mostly by fear and pain and punishment, because, well, of course, there was no like worldwide distribution method. You know, you couldn't send out waves of aesthetic pleasure to the masses like we can now, of course. So you just had to be like, hey, you gotta fall in line, unless, you know, you trying to get beat, ya bitch. But that kind of pressure All it does is build. All it does is wait until it's ready to burst. It's like you hold a volleyball underwater, and it doesn't just slowly rise back up when you let it off. That motherfucker, he jump. He gotta jump. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to remember about this wonderful Soma concept is that pleasures aren't the evil things in lives. It's falling into the cycle without awareness of where we're actually going inside of the cycle. And also, I think I went to the wrong place. So for this fishing quest, for this particular fishing quest, the three spots are the Oasis Caravan. No, the Merchant's Tents. The Merchant's Tents. Over on I think it's the West Global Desert, because we're on the East right now, I believe. And then it's I believe it's Verenard West or East or North. I actually think it's West. West. No, Sierra Shylands? I don't know. It's a Verenard map, and then there's one other map in Pukuland. I believe it's like Pukulet or something. But yeah, we're in the wrong one, so we'll go to the right one. We'll go to the right one over here. But the Soma loops, man, and anything can be a Soma loop, really. So that's why I'm saying, the pleasure is not what you wish you could. Okay, yeah, gotta slow it down. Take it back now, y'all. Came in with a little bit too much sauce, a little bit too much dip on my chip right there. And so what we need to remember is not the actual pleasures we need to attack. It's the systems and the unawareness, guys. A lot of times we realize if you just sit with yourself for a little bit, it will convince you to do things that are productive, things that will actually drive you towards the vision that you want in life and break you out of these horrible cycles of feeling sorry for yourself and pitying yourself. Yes, we have these cycles, and yes, they are good for some reasons, because I mean they've gotten us here, right? Hello? It's 2025. We're no longer like doubting ourselves or being down on ourselves. Okay, you found this rare YouTube pool, and I assure you, this is not the only rare thing you found in your life. You got these crazy skills, you got these crazy sets, you have all these tools, okay, and we made it here. And we're not gonna say all the crazy vices and pleasure loops and goon loops and fruity loops and movies and drugs and weed. We're not gonna act like all this shit didn't help us somewhat, right? But the problem is the cycle, and the problem is the complacency. All of these things that we have, all of these powerful tools of distraction and comfort and peace, they come at a cost. They come at a cost, okay? Because creation and love and soul is how we change the world, and what is truly needed right now. And while you are endeavoring in that, it mutes your inner voice, okay? Okay. And the inner voice is something a lot of people don't even want to listen to, because right now, especially, when there's turmoil in the world, as a male with a powerful and protective inner voice, it's going to convince you. It's going to be angry. It's going to be like, let's do this, let's do that. It's going to be like, crash out right now. I need you to crash out right now. Just because of the state of the world, man. You got to be honest with yourself. Do you look around? Do people seem happy? Do they seem go lucky? Does it seem like nobody has a care in the world? Like, I don't know anybody who just looks like they are, I don't know, man, hopeful for anything. It's kind of crazy, but I see it everywhere. People are confused, mostly. People are confused and lost. And that's because we just have so many choices, and a lot of these pleasurable choices will completely distract us, will make us completely lose the plot from what our inner voice is telling us. And there's not much you really need to do to learn this lesson, to get out of the Soma loop, other than just be aware of it. A lot of people don't even know. They're just hating and gooning and hating and gooning and groaning and hating and gooning and hating until they suddenly take a step outside of that cycle and like, wait a minute, man. The fuck am I doing? What is actually going on here? And the pleasure principle really is how they pit us against each other. You're disgusted because he likes this thing, but he doesn't like that thing as much as you, and you're getting more pleasure from that thing. And we're all just looking at each other, and we're all so uncomfortable to be ourselves. We all build our own modern cage. That's the crazy thing about this society now. That is the insanity, the clown world that we've embarked on. Because in truth, we're all masters of our own reality. And the internal does shape the external, but if you've watched, oh my gosh, not Dan to Dan, Jujutsu Kaisen, right? It's like everybody has a field that they can interact with and grow and manifest into the world. Like when you step into a room and somebody steps up to you and causes disturbance to you, or you make a joke and somebody's like, I don't like that joke, or whatever, blah, 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 whatever is a confrontation that happens, right? Boom, expand. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're chosen. You walk into a room, expand automatically. It doesn't happen. You don't even need to do anything. You just expanded. And you gotta realize, guys, that energy is why we're really here. It is not this drive to distract us from who we are or what we need to be doing, or just chill out, man. The world's hard, so you gotta. No, 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 no. It's the presence. It's the moment, the singular moment from time to time that we need to really focus on. And the awareness is hard, and I understand why people oftentimes run away from it. It is a scary thing. Like I said, the year of the truth, awareness is gonna bring you to fear a lot of aspects of just the world, because we live in a very low trust society. And if you decide to truly take stock of, how everybody decided to treat you and the results of all of your actions and all of their actions and all this shit, and scroll through social media and schizo out, you are going to come to some hard truths. But you have to realize they are truths. And data has no emotions. Of course, you are going to feel bad about it or good about it, depending on your perspective and your life experience. The data has no emotions, okay? No matter what we are doing, if it's not producing fruit, if it's not giving us the juice, if the seeds we planted aren't gaining nutrients, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. And you have to realize that chasing this truth is the real way to progress instead of chasing this dopamine. Because I've noticed, guys, it's like a lot of people, they go to the gym, they work out, not to get stronger. They're not going to get stronger. You heard me. I'm going in the gym, I'm lifting weights, and I'm not doing it to progress. That is not at all the goal. Some people go into the gym so they can have an excuse to chase the dopamine afterwards or during, honestly. This is a true thing. And I think it's not like you have to have a huge drive for getting better and growing and regressing and everything. I feel like you just have to enjoy the moment. Why are you in the gym constantly thinking about the next moment? You have to at least, because there are so many different workouts we can do, right? There's so many ways to like just move your body and get the proper amount of exercise, right? So choose something that you physically feel like doing in the moment. And sometimes it is just doing the dopamine while you're doing the thing. And I know that feels weird. For me specifically, I've been multitasking for a very long time, so I tend to do that. Put a stream on, watch a video while I'm playing a game, edit and listen to a podcast, or listen to music and walk, those kinds of things. But I don't know, never in my time have I like set out to do something or set a goal and just not loved the percentage gain every time. Like I feel every experience point. I let the hit land on my fist and sense every damage I do to my enemies. And it feels good. It feels good. And I don't really need any other satisfaction beside it. And a lot of people will blind you to this. A lot of things in your life will blind you to this and say, you just need this next product. You just need this next thing. And then you'll be happy. And then I sit back and I think, maybe I don't want to be happy. Maybe it's fuck happiness. Like, why would I want that, honestly? Why would I want to just be happy? Happy on a general sense and a general scale of tiered emotions is actually quite useless. Quite useless. Anger, more useful. Sadness, more useful. Locked in, incredibly useful. Frustrated, also useful. Can alchemize that, you know? Content, pleasured, peaceful. But happiness. Happiness, hmm. I just feel like the complacency and the lack of drive to do things really is stopping us in a crazy way. Crazy way. A lot of people think that the comfort, you know, the ability to come home and be a couch potato, that is freedom. I'm here to tell you the uncomfortable truth is that in this world, in this society of mass relaxation, incarceration, isolation, your real freedom, your true freedom is slavery. Pick a master and master it. You know, pick something to learn and go discover it. You know, pick an objective, pick a problem that needs solving, and go solve it. But just make sure it is something you actually like doing, please. I know so many people, content creators and, you know, general creators alike, that just started doing something because everybody said they were good at it. Me included. That's why I went off to be an actor. So many people, I was on stage, they were like, yeah, oh, you're such a good actor. Oh my gosh. When in reality, the first time I was on stage, I said no words. I said no words. I had no lines in the play. I got on stage. You know what my job was? I got on stage and I danced. I danced. That was it. I just did some dancing and then I left. And that was the entire, like, highlight of the show, apparently, for some fucking reason. You know, who knows, right? In case anybody was wondering, it was a Christmas Carol. It was the Christmas play. School. But yeah, everybody's like, yeah, no, acting, so good, so good. But in reality, you know, what I've always loved, what I've always felt power in, what I've always felt comfort in, what I've always felt, you know, like this was effortless and this was my place to be, was in music, you know, somehow. But it, you know, the closer I got into how to quote unquote succeed in the music industry, I discovered how bullshit it is. You know, the more and more I got into how to succeed in the acting industry, it's all bullshit. It's not me. You know, it's just not who I can see myself as authentically in the next 10 years. You know, I think personally, if I would have went down the acting sphere, I'd probably be in Will Smith's shoes in 10 years. And wow, Jesus Christ, I don't want that. And truth be told, there aren't many people that I idolize that are still alive that I want to be like in the music industry. Which is why we need to change it. Which is why I need to get up there in a different way. I should not go through the regular channels. I should be happy to go through some random sewer and a pipe and a drainage and come out in Japan and then come out through the jungle and then the roofs and then I'll go down the waterfall and then I'll go under the bridge and then I'll jump up through the pipe and then boom, on the volcano, and that's how I rise. Okay? See, because it can't happen the same fucking Kanye. I mean, of course, I like the Kanye method. You know, I'll do 3 beats a day for 8 summers or 10 summers or 12 summers. I don't care how long. It's because I like this shit. You know, I like the music. I hope you like the music. I like the music. But I understand the Soma. I could get so deep into these pleasurable cycles and never even want to do that. Never even care about, you know, 3 videos a day. No. To truly elevate, we got to choose our slave. I chose my slave. My slave is music. And then luckily, you know, I like my slave masters. I love my Clanker overlords. I love AI. I don't use AI, probably as much as I will in the future, because it's going to get better. But I'm not against it. You know, once AI actually gets good, I'll start using it more. But if you want to know, I have used AI in this playthrough. I've used it for my little model that I go live with. You know, of course, I kind of sort of made it. I put all the pictures together, but yeah, I didn't pixel art it. I just used my profile picture, and then I put it in AI. And I was like, hey, give me a model for this. And he was like, yeah. It didn't actually make those sounds. I made the sounds, but it made the picture. And what you have to realize is, like, you know, all the pleasure and all the whatever, the AI is just a tool. It's just a tool. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna keep using droves and droves of it, but I'm saying, man, If in the future I can just put an AI voice of me on there and be like, hey man, boop, 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 type up a video about this. And then I get the footage, I put the footage on there, and then I edit the video. Maybe even have the AI edit the video. I don't even care. I don't even care. I press the video button because I have so much content already. I feel like, I don't know. If it's good, it's good. And that's the sad thing, man. People do not care how the sausage is made. The average music listener does not care if it is AI music. They do not give a shit. But even still then, most music listened to nowadays is still not AI. It is still not AI. And why is that, people? Because it's not good enough yet. It's just not good enough yet. But it will be. It's slowly getting there right now. There are still things you can detect and tell that it's not really, but it will get there. And when it gets there, there's no fucking stopping it. There's already almost half of the music uploaded to Spotify daily is AI. Now with that, like half of music being uploaded that's almost AI. I think it's like 30% or something. It's AI music. Even with that, a very, very, very small percentage of it is actually listened to by alive flesh and blood channels. Most of the channels that listen to AI music are bots. And like I said, I fully believe, because it's not like AI music, as long as you put effort into it and you get a little bagging behind it and shit, it's not bad sounding right now even. It's still like off, but it's not even bad sounding right now. And we know it's going to get better. We know. That's like obvious. So I personally am not going to go against it. I can't. I can't go against this giant rolling boulder. I'm going to do just like I do with everything else. Like I'm against gooning. I'm definitely against gooning. It's not good for you. Do I still use it? Well, of course I do, my friend. It's not like I have a girlfriend here. It's not like I have any other way to get the pain out. But we have to push it forward, move it to push us forward, And if this is something that you actually don't like doing, there are steps to take to slowly solve this. And it all comes down to awareness, like I said, guys. You have to choose your master. You have to choose things that you need to get done in the day. But mostly you just have to be aware of the cycle. You got to be aware of the cycle. A lot of people don't like to go through their entire day around 6 to 9 p.m. and just see, like, what did I do today? How can I reframe all of this into a positive nature to push me forward tomorrow? And it's gonna seem dumb, and it's gonna seem disingenuous, and you're gonna get annoyed with yourself, and you're not gonna believe it for maybe the first a week that you do this. This is very, very true. But unless we use our failures to push us forward, we're gonna keep going through the Soma cycles. You're gonna keep going through and being like, oh, I'm bored, I'll doom scroll. And you're doom scroll, and then you'll almost get that doom scroll nut, and then you'll get the doom scroll nut, but then you'll scroll a little bit more, and then bam, 2 hours pass, and it's like, oh man, now I feel bad, and then now I gotta doom scroll. And you see the cycle, the loop just keeps going on. Okay? That's the Soma. That's the Soma in us. What I like to do is walk a lot to sort of just get the senses, in my system again. You breathe the fresh air, because of course this is an internet-based gig, job, whatever you want to call it, hobby. And I've noticed more and more during these walks that getting the thoughts out is really key, in embracing ourselves, really, which is the true part of what we need to do. I'm watching a lot of streamers, and I'm realizing, content creators, chatters, streamers, a lot of us are on this internet because we don't want to really look at ourselves. We want to explore how others see us through text boxes or chat rooms or voice messages, instead of making a decision, making a bold choice on who we want to be, and hoping we fit into that mold. We hope the sort of facade or face we put on is seen in, I don't know, I guess a validated light. Whether you want to be angry validated, love validated, goon validated, whatever kind of validation. That's what we're kind of hoping, right? Like, nobody just puts energy out there and is like, I want you to see yourself. I don't want to say nobody. Okay, there are people that definitely build compelling content that have risen to the top that make you introspect and look at yourself. But I think that's why I am driven towards a lot of AI channels, because these are hard topics to discuss. It's difficult to get in the ring and say, hey man, this YouTube that you're watching right now, bad, 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 stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, look at yourself, take a pause. But that's what I like to do. That's what I like to feel. And back when I was into so many other different grinds, one of my grinds was making books. That's what I want to make a book on. I want to make a book on good habits, good habits, good thoughts, how to grow, how to prosper, because that it really is what I'm obsessed with. But now that I'm really thinking about it, and now that I've really thought about it more, I really wish my first idea for a book topic was something about music or something about gaming. And it will be. I'm like, it's not like I don't want to write another book. It's not like I don't have notes and bunch of shit, a bunch of material to just throw into a chat box for a book. But I really do not have regrets for that. But it's like, wow, why didn't I see that before, right? Because like I said, millions and millions and millions. Well, I didn't think I said that in this video, but there are millions and millions and millions of YouTube videos uploaded a day, about 16 million a day, and I believe about like 30% of that. So that's a few million are just gaming videos. Strictly gaming videos, okay? This is the industry of entertainment that is the largest by far. Music is lagging behind. Movies are dying. Dying. Luckily, music is not that bad as far as, what it's been, but there's a lot of industry problems that we need to look at, that we need to solve, that we need to find a cure to. It's creepy. It's creepy and weird that we've all decided that being blind is safe. That being blind, but being able to be seen is safe. Like, how does that make sense? That is so scary to me. It's creepy. It's disturbing. Because I don't know about you, but every time I cross the street, I open my goddamn eyes. I look both ways, okay? I look both ways. And I don't want the cars to see me as I cross, okay? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Maybe I'm awkward. Actually, I'm not even gonna say maybe. I know I'm awkward. I know I'm a weirdo. I know. You guys know, I know, we all know. But I just rather be myself. And I know from experience that when you do that, it just allows you to be attacked. And for the longest time, I did not feel comfortable clapping back. And I was like, why? Why don't you feel comfortable clapping back? You could absolutely destroy these motherfuckers. And I think that is why. That is why. I tried very hard to respect J. Cole during that battle. He apologized and whatever, but when he dropped Port Antonio, yeah, that's what ignited me to do this, to start this, because so many people were blinded to the truth of the matter, okay? The truth of the matter of this whole beef and what is still going on with the Drake versus Kendrick and whatnot. Is that people throw rocks and try to hide their hands. People start to attack you, to berate you, to spit and disrespect your name, all because they detect, that you don't care about winning. You care about beating yourself, and that takes no win or a loss. It takes nothing, but just energy. Just effort, just forward momentum. That's it. Nothing else really needed. Nothing else really required. But Kendrick focused, locked in on falling forward, on falling with style. See, you're not gonna go anywhere if you just live a reactive lifestyle. And I realize with my assets, my tools, I had to start making moves, okay? I've seen people fumble too many things, okay, that are made for them, that have been given to them. And it's not like of course, that is a reaction to that, but something has to ignite the fire. Something has to ignite the fire. And so that brought me to where I am today. You know, as you see, the first episode, it had the Porto Antonio, because I listen, that should really, like, no, it surprised me, because I always thought I was kind of like a J. Cole. And I'm like, I never want to do that. I never want to do that. Like how it just makes not a lot of sense. And I'm someone who really doesn't listen to lyrics, and I was like, yeah, lyrics don't really matter. It's just kind of the vibe of the song. And what was really mad about it, what was really infuriating about it, the Porto Antonio beat to me, is that aesthetically and musically, it is a very, very good song to me. It's a very, very good song to me. And I think he knows that. I think he's very wise to that. And it's sort of like weaponizing the complacent and somatic nature of the music industry. Because nobody really cares about the actual wording or structure. You know, you realize of all music listeners, maybe like a good 13 or so percent. I don't know why I'm talking about so many percentages in this episode. But a good like 13, a low percentage amount actually listen to music commentary channels or music opinions. You know, a lot of people do enjoy these huge blockbuster songs, but just like anything, it's got to be in moderation. And that Porno Antonio just showed me that J. Cole was sniffing too much of his own farts. Too much of his own farts, you know? Nobody in his camp told him that this just doesn't sound right. You know, you're telling the story like it's not being told. And in fact, it does relate. It does relate to what's happening right now. Everything repeats itself. Mizkif, same fucking thing, man. Same fucking thing. And it's ridiculous how these people can think they can come away telling the same story, but adding their perspectives. Like, I'm just telling my truth, how I saw it, you know. Amy did some bad stuff too. Look at this. Look at this, though. Abuse. Oh my God. But you're telling the same story? You're telling the exact same story. You're just framing it in a different way. And luckily, Mizkif is not a great artist, so it didn't sound fucking amazing when he did it. But he's still trying. He's still trying the same thing. Same fucking thing. And I just can't stand it. I will not stand for that anymore. It will make me lose respect for you. Now, that does not mean I'm not going to, you know, listen to the songs. That doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy what I enjoy. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. This doesn't mean I'm going to burn my Cinder merch. This doesn't mean I'm going to, you know, unsubscribe from Mizkif. Okay, I do what I do because I do it. Okay, I am no longer a reactive person. But when I feel that anger, when I feel that frustration, when I feel that agitation, I am drawn to alchemize. I am drawn to push that towards something, okay? It's not gonna be, you know, directly at who gave it to me. You know, sometimes that'll happen just from my silence, and I've realized that is the greatest weapon that a chosen one can wield. It's the silence. You don't need to respond to everything, and even if you do respond, take your time with it. Take a pause with it. If something causes you to move, good. That means you care. I think it's good to care. Hot take, good to care, right? Good to care. But I also think that there's moderation that's needed, especially for us. And you need to be kind to yourself. Of course. That is the one thing that I truly forget, man. I'm so bright and jubilant and happy to everyone around me, but it's good that these videos are teaching me that when I talk to myself, it really helps to you know, come with that energy like I'm my best friend instead of just berating myself, because I'm always here. You know, I can see all of my faults, all of my blemishes and all that shit. And as human beings, we're attuned to that. But I tend to give a lot of people a lot more grace than I give myself. I don't think that's fair. I think Lil Koopa, Lil Mark, he deserves a little bit too, okay? We've made it this far, like I said early on in the episode, man. We have made it this far, you and me, little viewer. And that's something to be proud of. That's something we should not discount. Something that not everybody could do. Not everybody has done. Shout out to those who have lost ones, you know? Lost ones that are still here with us and lost ones who are no longer with us. But either way, you know what you need to do. I know what I need to do. And all we have to do is keep doing it. That's it. You know, be kind to yourself. You know, like I said, The Soma's gonna be there. The pleasure's gonna be there. You're not gonna completely X out what you love without a suitable replacement. And that's usually gonna be a person. That's usually gonna be an outlet. Maybe a group, maybe a community that you connect with. But in this low trust society, it's hard to find things like that. And for me, yes, of course, we're trying to build something like that, but it's got to be authentic. It's got to be what it's meant to be, okay? And of course, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I don't like doing that. Not here, not to myself anymore, you know? Of course, I'm fearful. And I will keep saying that every episode. I'm fearful, but I get up and do it every day. You know, my finger trembles on the go live button every time. You know, my finger trembles on the send button on Discord messages, okay? Like, I'm a fucking bitch. I'm a fucking bitch, you know? Now, luckily, I've become attracted. Ooh, that scheduled upload button is so sexy. I goon to the scheduled upload button. So, uploading's not really a problem for me. It never really has been. But I am fearful of all 88 of my subscribers, you know? And I love the fact that it is growing. But I really do feel like I am responsible for your influence, for your psyche, you know? And I don't know if everybody is here to just cheer me on. I don't know if everybody's here for me to prove them right or to prove them wrong. I don't take eyes for granted. It's also why I don't really do a lot more promotion, cross things, whatever. We're not here really trying to blow up. Never really have been. Probably never really will be. Because I'm pretty fucking confident it's going to happen. You know, and that's why I'm fearful, man. It's something that I have been preparing for my entire fucking life. Okay? In no small terms. In no small terms. I realized that the Sonder came over me, and yeah, it's a huge world. It's a huge world. And when you just take stock statistics, the percentage of the people that have this reaction to you, this visceral, what the fuck is that? When they see you, when they feel you, not even see you, when they feel your energy, they're just like, oh, what the fuck happened? Like, I've sensed enough people do that I'm like, yeah, it's gonna happen. I have the power to connect people in a different way. And you should be thankful that I'm fearful of it. You should be thankful that I'm not, you know, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this over and take over the world. I'm gonna. No, man. I've spent a lot of time honing it and stabilizing it, you know, in the hyperbolic time chamber doing push-ups and shit. I spent enough time with that to know that if it's still meant for me, it's gonna still be there. I know it's still got the spark. I don't know if the world's ready or not, you know, and if it's not, who cares? My next reincarnation will take care of the work. But that does not mean we relax in our own somas, my friend. The soma loop is there to keep us alive. But it's not there for our entire purpose. The purpose is to get out of the loop. The purpose is to not need the loop. The purpose is to have everlasting peace. Everlasting peace comes from everlasting suffering. And we're all disciplined. We're all disciplined enough to do whatever the fuck we're doing now. Man, you're disciplined enough to watch fucking 38 minutes of this bullshit of me rambling on and fishing. Fishu. I suppose my voice is entertaining. I suppose. But we are all disciplined in things and objects and acts and people. The simplest thing we're disciplined is your phone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wakes up and we automatically check the shit. We wake up to the shit. You know, it's just my alarm. I have to touch it to activate. Ooh, that's discipline. That's discipline. Okay? So just move it over to a different asset. You know, move your skill points into a different lane. It, of course, will feel hard at first, but you have to enjoy that hard. You have to ride the hard. You get rock hard and retard with it. And yes, it is a long road. Yes, it is. But I want you guys to truly remember that it's worth it. especially if you love what you're doing, you know? And I have to realize, man, it's so funny. I say this so many times and people don't believe me still to this day. I keep saying it because I personally, I don't even really believe it myself, but it's true. It's true. Every job I've had, I have had fun, okay? And all of my coworkers can attest to this. I've had fun, okay? And I'm just the kind of person that doesn't decide to go back on those evil and disheartened and disingenuous memories. It's like, I don't care. You don't care. But that's always my objective, is to get better at the job. It's to have fun. It's to connect with people. And so I haven't had 10 jobs because I'm some sort of horrible, terrible asshole to work with. And I was really wondering, it's like, why do you go through so many jobs? It's like, people don't respect me, man. That's about it. That's about it, you know? They don't respect me, and I don't fight. I hate that, man. I don't want to force anything in my life. That's why I don't do the whole advertising or posting on different platforms. I'm just making the art and the content and the whatever, okay? And people didn't, I said this on live stream a couple times, and people didn't understand why I stopped posting on like Instagram and the dance videos and stuff. It's because they didn't realize I really didn't do much on Instagram but like goon and upload dance videos. That's it. And I didn't like the response I was getting from the dance videos. And of course, I don't like gooning. We're trying not to do that. So what's the point of Instagram? I'm not talking to cool people on there. I'm no longer connected with people on there. I don't find value anyways in general, just talking to people online. I can't find value in it because it's not real to me. And I really do find value in these streamers who talk to their chat like they are real people. I think that is like a skill, a certain skill that probably only a woman can really hold, because there aren't a lot of guys that can do this. I'd say maybe one of the few people that they can actually kind of do this are like, some older guys like Proton John and whatnot, who's been doing live streaming since forever. But in general, a lot of guys, they just treat the chat messages like they are chat messages. But I feel like that's what's really driven me and a lot of people towards live streaming and VTubers and things like that. It's like we want that connection. But the Soma loop of streamer to streamer distracts us that it's not real. It's not in actuality, vision to vision, person to person. It's a lopsided connection. It's a parasocial connection. Of course. And yeah, that's one of the other reasons why I'm a little fearful of this whole influencer thing, because in general, I've always been against the kind of content that I am inherently making. I'm going to start doing reaction videos and these general commentary videos. I never really used to watch them, and now that I'm watching more, I understand why. Because people have stories to tell, and these stories do help people. I think so. The problem with this content, the problem with why I didn't like watching it or like seeing it, is because it's so low effort to make, and people who watch it think they did something. It's like, you made it and you hardly did shit, right? But then people watching it watch it and then they feel like they did shit when nobody really did shit. Nobody's really doing anything, okay? And that just frustrates me. Like, that's the whole problem with life right now, is that we are all so complacent in our cycles, in our Soma loops. You can't be complacent. Fuck complacency. It's not worth it. It never is. It never is. I guess it'll be a phase or an era, but for now, until the burnout comes, um, I like using my Soma whenever my MP is completely empty and I'm on my last resort and I get triggered 3 or 4 times and all of the enemies are dead and I'm fighting the boss. That's when I use my Soma. Okay? To relate it, to bring it all the way back to RPGs, okay? That's basically it, okay? There's really not much else to learn here. And I'd say, if you don't even want to follow this advice and say, fuck it, I'm just going to keep going and I don't care. Do you, man? But just be aware. Be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of what you could do. Be aware of what you can't do because you chose to go. Just be aware. Be aware. I feel like there's a lot of things we give up willingly to our hand to leak out, by our own soul fruition. You know, I could just sit inside and watch another Netflix show instead of going out with my friends. I could just sit here and bogart the blunt instead of going to work out. You know, it's so many small things. But you got to remember, it's all us. It's all up to us. You know, the beautiful thing about modern technology is that we have a choice. We have all these tools at our disposal, and it doesn't matter if everyone else is being a fucking idiot, a fucking loser, a fucking retard. You have a choice to join them, to jump off a bridge with everybody else, or to make your visions come true, to make your dream a reality. We all have a choice. Every single fucking one of us, man. I know it's a scary thing. It can either be your anchor or your springboard. But be aware of your choice. That's all you gotta do, man. That's all you gotta do. So my parents taught me, man. My parents are like, at a certain point in age, we're just gonna stop punishing you. You know what you did. You know what the fuck you did. So, I just want you to be aware. And this is how it's gonna fuck up your future. And yada yada yada. And move on. And that honestly made me feel a lot worse. Made me feel a lot worse than some bullshit. Oh, look at this guy. It's gonna get a spanky. Gonna get a spanky. No, fuck that. Fuck that. But anyways, guys, that has been the Soma Fishing Festival. What a wonderful event. What a wonderful event. Go out, play the game if you want, guys. The link for that is in the description. It's a fun game. Pretty relaxing as well. Pretty relaxing as well. Hope everybody's having a good whatever day I upload it's on. The Koopa is out. The Koopa is magic. And I don't really have any other quotes to say. Chrono's just going to chill by this tree till the next time. Till the next fishing. You know what I'm saying? We will have fun. We will have one. Going to complete this version 4, hopefully by March of next year. So stick around for that. We are on 4.1. And I appreciate y'all. Drop a sub if you love. Drop that like if you're riding a bike. Peace out, and I'll see you next time.